Hello there and welcome to Bright Days. I'm Sarah, and I'm so delighted you've joined me today. There's something I've been wondering lately. Have you ever stood in the middle of your living room, looked around at decades of accumulated belongings, and felt your shoulders sink with the weight of it all? If you're nodding right now, please know you're not alone. Many of us in our golden years find ourselves surrounded by items that tell the story of our lives. Photo albums from family vacations, collections we've cherished, gifts from loved ones, and perhaps things we've held on to just in case. But here's what I've discovered. Our homes should be sanctuaries that energize us, not spaces that drain our spirits. Imagine walking into your kitchen and easily finding exactly what you need. Picture opening your closet and seeing only clothes that fit comfortably and make you feel wonderful. Envision sitting in your favorite chair, looking around at a space that brings you genuine peace. Doesn't that feel liberating? For us seniors, decluttering isn't just about tidying up. It's about creating spaces that support our current needs, honor our physical capabilities, and bring us daily joy. It's about making our homes safer, more accessible, and infinitely more comfortable. Today, I'll guide you through practical, gentle steps to transform your home into the peaceful haven you deserve. We'll explore simple decision-making strategies, discover how to handle items with emotional attachments, and learn techniques specifically designed for those of us with physical limitations. This journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's not about discarding memories, it's about making room for today's moments. And most importantly, it's never too late to begin. So grab your favorite cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's start this transformative journey together. I promise, by the end of our time together, you'll have practical tools to create a home that truly nurtures your well-being. Vision and motivation. Imagine for a moment your ideal home. Close your eyes and picture it vividly. What do you see? Is it a cozy living room filled with light, where you can comfortably read your favorite books? Or perhaps a kitchen where every utensil is within reach, making meal prep a joy rather than a chore? This vision is not just a dream, it's a powerful tool that can guide our decluttering journey. When we visualize our ideal space, we can better identify what truly matters and what needs to go. Think about what makes your home feel like a haven. Is it a neat dining table ready for family gatherings, or a tranquil corner where you can sip your morning coffee? Now let's take a step back and recognize what disrupts that peace. Maybe it's piles of papers that never seem to find a home, or clothes that hold sentimental value but no longer fit. Acknowledging these feelings is the first step toward motivation. Remember, this journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. As we age, our homes should reflect the lives we lead today, not the lives we lived decades ago. It's essential to release items that no longer serve us, allowing space for what we truly cherish. You might feel a sense of guilt when considering letting go of certain things, but take a moment to realize holding on to these items can weigh us down emotionally. This is your time to prioritize you. Letting go of physical clutter can be a form of self-care, leading to mental clarity and peace of mind. Studies show that a tidy environment can significantly reduce stress and anxiety levels. So, how do we start? Begin by simply asking yourself these questions. What do I love about my home? What items make me feel joyful? And conversely, what items cause me stress or remind me of burdens? Together, we'll take small steps to create the peaceful home you deserve. It might feel overwhelming at first, but remember, you are not alone in this journey. With each item you decide to let go of, you're making room for new experiences, new memories, and a renewed sense of self. Simple decision-making strategies. As we embark on this journey, remember that decluttering is not just about removing items, it's about making informed decisions that truly reflect our current lifestyle. To help us navigate this process, I've developed 3 simple questions you can ask yourself when evaluating each item. First, ask yourself, when was the last time I used this? If you haven't touched it in over a year, chances are it's not serving a purpose in your life anymore. For instance, consider that fancy kitchen gadget you bought with great enthusiasm. If it's been collecting dust, it might be time to let it go. Next, consider, do I foresee using this in the next year? Be honest with yourself. If the answer is no, it's a clear indicator that this item may not be worth keeping. It's easy to hold on to things because of what they represent rather than their actual utility. Finally, ask, if I didn't have this, could I easily find a substitute? Often, we realize that we can live without certain items, especially if they are rarely used. For example, if you have multiple frying pans but only use one or two regularly, perhaps it's time to downsize. Now let's talk about decision-making in a practical manner, especially for those of us with physical limitations. If you find it challenging to handle many items at once, try this. Focus on one category at a time. For example, tackle your clothing first. Pull everything out of the closet and lay it on your bed. This way you can evaluate each piece individually, using our 3 questions as your guide. Remember, decluttering is an emotional process. It's okay to feel a bit overwhelmed. Take your time and approach each item with kindness. Letting go doesn't mean losing memories. It means making space for new experiences and joys. By focusing on past behaviors rather than future hypotheticals, you'll find that decision-making becomes much simpler. Each choice you make brings you one step closer to that serene, clutter-free home we envision together. So, are you ready to start making those decisions? Let's take it one item at a time, and you'll be amazed at how liberating this process can be. The time will tell bin method. We all have those items that we're just not quite ready to part with. Things that might hold sentimental value or that we think we'll use again someday. But how do we know if we really need them in our lives? This is where the time will tell bin comes into play. Here's how it works. Take a sturdy box, like this one, and label it Time Will Tell. Whenever you come across an item that you're unsure about, place it in this bin. Then store the bin somewhere out of sight for a month. During this month, go about your daily life while forgetting about the items in the box. If you find yourself needing something from the box, feel free to retrieve it. No guilt allowed. But here's the beauty of this method. Most often, you'll forget about the items entirely. At the end of the month, revisit the box. If you didn't miss any of the items, it's safe to say they can be donated or discarded. This strategy is particularly effective for specific categories of items, such as kitchen gadgets, clothing, or even children's toys. For example, think about those kitchen gadgets you purchased with high hopes but haven't touched in years. If they're sitting in the Time Will Tell bin and you haven't thought of them since, it's likely time to let them go. And what about clothing? Many of us hold on to clothes that we might fit into again someday. But by removing them temporarily, you might discover how freeing it feels to have a simplified wardrobe. For those of you with grandchildren, consider toys. Kids often thrive with fewer toys that encourage imaginative play. If you pack up the extras, you may find that they are just as happy with the essentials. This method not only makes the decision to let go easier, but also respects the emotional attachments we have to certain items. It's a gentle approach that allows you to ease into the process without feeling overwhelmed. So, why not grab a box, label it, and start filling it with those maybe items? This could be your first step toward a calmer, clutter-free home. Together, we'll continue to move closer to that peaceful space you deserve. The No Sevens Rule. Welcome back to Bright Days. Now that we've explored the Time Will Tell bin method, it's time to introduce a fun and effective technique to help you make decisions about your belongings, the No Sevens Rule. This rule is simple but powerful. When evaluating an item, you'll rate it on a scale from 1 to 10, based on how much you love it, how often you wear or use it, and whether it truly deserves a spot in your home. But here's the catch. You cannot give anything a score of 7. Why no sevens? Because the number 7 is often seen as a safe and decisive choice. It's the number we use when we can't fully commit to a decision. For example, if you hold up a sweater and think, I kinda like it, but it's a little tight, and you rate it a 7, you're not really making a clear choice. Instead, let's make it easier. If you rate an item an 8 or higher, it stays. These are the items you love and feel great wearing. But if it's a 6 or lower, it's time to let it go. This method pushes you to be more decisive and helps you focus on what truly serves you. Let's look at a practical example. You might pick up a pair of shoes and think, I haven't worn these in over a year, and they're not that comfortable. Without the option of a 7, you quickly realize they're more like a 5. Goodbye shoes. This technique is particularly beneficial for seniors because it streamlines the decision-making process, making it less stressful. Rather than worrying about the what-ifs, you'll be concentrating on what brings you joy right now. As you go through your closet, remember to focus on comfort and practicality. As we age, we deserve to wear pieces that make us feel good, not ones that remind us of past expectations or trends. Finally, here's a tip. Try to do this exercise with a friend or family member. Sometimes, having another person's perspective can help clarify your feelings about an item. So the next time you find yourself hesitating over a piece of clothing or an item in your home, remember the no sevens rule. It's a simple yet effective way to declutter your space and make room for what you truly love. Identifying and letting go of emotional clutter. This is a type of clutter that often goes unnoticed, but can weigh heavily on our hearts and minds. Emotional clutter consists of items that represent who we think we should be, rather than who we truly are today. We all have those belongings tucked away that stir up memories or expectations, things like that expensive exercise equipment we thought we'd use or the beautiful dress we've saved for a special occasion that never came. Let's take a moment to reflect. Do you have items in your home that remind you of past aspirations? Perhaps it's a set of baking supplies you purchased because you dreamed of becoming an avid baker but haven't touched in years. Every time you see those unused pans, they whisper to you, you're not living up to your potential. The truth is, keeping these items doesn't serve us. Instead, they become silent reminders of our unmet expectations or self-doubt. But here's the liberating thought. Letting go of these items is not an admission of failure. It's a step toward freedom. By releasing these objects, you're choosing to prioritize your well-being and to create a space that reflects who you are right now. It's about making room for the activities and relationships that bring you joy today, not holding on to things that weigh you down. I remember a time when I held on to a set of beautiful china that was gifted to me for my wedding. I thought I should keep it as a symbol of my life's milestones. However, after years of dusting it and never using it, I realized it didn't fit my current lifestyle. I decided to donate it to a local charity, and it felt like lifting a weight off my shoulder. Now when I walk into my kitchen, I see items that I actually use and love, which brings me so much joy. So how do we identify emotional clutter? Start by asking yourself, does this item reflect my current lifestyle? Am I holding on to it out of guilt or expectation? Would letting it go allow me to embrace who I am today? This process can be bittersweet, but it's also incredibly empowering. Letting go of emotional clutter allows your home to reflect the incredible person you've become, rather than the person you feel you should be. Are you ready to take a closer look at your belongings? Together, let's start identifying and letting go of that emotional clutter, making space for the life you truly want to lead. Strategies for those with physical limitations. Decluttering can sometimes feel overwhelming, especially if mobility is an issue. But with the right strategies, you can make this process manageable and even enjoyable. Let's explore some practical tips to help you tackle your space without straining yourself. First, consider breaking the decluttering process into smaller, manageable tasks. Instead of trying to declutter an entire room in one go, focus on one area or category at a time. For instance, you might start with just one drawer in your kitchen or a single shelf in your closet. By narrowing your focus, you can reduce feelings of overwhelm and make the task feel less daunting. Set a timer for 15 or 20 minutes and work on that specific area during that time. When the timer goes off, take a break. This gives you a chance to recharge and assess your progress without feeling pressured. Next, use tools that make the process easier. For example, consider using a grabber tool to reach items high up or items that are difficult to bend down for. This can help you avoid unnecessary strain on your back and joints. Additionally, Using lightweight storage bins or baskets can make it easier to move items around without lifting heavy boxes. Another helpful strategy is to enlist the support of family members or friends. Decluttering doesn't have to be a solitary task. Having someone assist you not only makes it more fun, but can also provide emotional support. They can help you make decisions about what to keep and what to let go, especially when you're feeling uncertain. It's also important to create a safe decluttering environment. Ensure that the area you're working in is well lit and free of tripping hazards. If you're working on the floor, use a comfortable cushion or mat to sit on, which can make the process much more pleasant. Finally, remember to celebrate your progress. Acknowledge each small victory as you clear out clutter. Whether it's a single drawer or an entire shelf, every little bit counts. So are you ready to start decluttering with confidence? With these strategies, you can transform your space at your own pace, making it safer and more enjoyable to live in. Let's work together to create a home that truly reflects your best self. Responsible disposal and reuse of items. When we declutter, it's crucial to think about the impact our choices have on the environment and our community. Simply tossing things in the trash isn't the only option. There are many responsible ways to handle items you no longer need, and doing so can make a difference. First, let's talk about donation. Many local charities, shelters, and community organizations gladly accept gently used items. This includes clothing, household goods, and even furniture. Donating not only helps those in need, but also gives your items a new life. Before donating, ensure that the items are clean and in good condition. If you're unsure where to donate, a quick internet search can provide you with local organizations. Some places even offer pickup services for larger items, making it easier for you to declutter without heavy lifting. Next, consider recycling. Many items can be recycled, including paper, cardboard, glass, and certain plastics. Check with your local waste management service to understand what can be recycled in your area. For instance, if you have old electronics, look for e-waste recycling programs that ensure these items are disposed of properly, without harming the environment. Another option is to sell or trade items that are still in good shape. Online platforms and local community groups can be great places to find new homes for your belongings, while putting a little cash back in your pocket. Even neighborhood swap events can provide a fun way to exchange items you no longer want for something new to you. And let's not forget about the importance of reducing waste. If you're purchasing new items, try to choose products that are sustainable and made from eco-friendly materials. This helps minimize the impact on the environment and promotes a more conscious lifestyle. Finally, if you have items that can't be donated or recycled, such as broken appliances, check for local disposal options that handle hazardous materials safely. By taking the time to responsibly dispose of or reuse your items, you're not only decluttering your space, but also contributing positively to your community and the environment. So as you continue your decluttering journey, remember to think about the life cycle of your belongings. Together, let's create a cleaner, more sustainable space that reflects our values and priorities.